Hi, my name is Ron DeSanto, founder of Select OrthoDME Solutions. I am confident our service can help you improve patient outcomes, maximize your top-line revenues, minimize your overhead, and mitigate the risk associated with such a challenging ancillary. Call us today and we'll analyze your current DME-post model and give you an honest assessment of how we might help you increase its profitability and its function. The quantitative and qualitative analysis is free. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for your time.
I'm a board-certified orthopedic surgeon that initially started in Philadelphia. Our practice is orthopedic specialist, and we have 5 locations with physical therapy and bracing. We've been in practice 34 years in the Southport area. Formerly, we bought bracing and would apply it ourselves. This was a terrible mistake because we lost money and never knew it. We couldn't track it. We eventually got stock and bill, and this also was very difficult, and quite frankly, financially, it wasn't productive. With this service, inventory is unlimited. That is, we're vendor neutral. Whatever we want, we have, but we pay for nothing until it's used. Since we've started using Select OrthoDME, we have a trained fitter who, after the prescription is written, walks the patient through with claim acceptance, fitting of the brace, all the way down to collecting the upfront money, so we make money from day one. All orthopedic clinics should look at this service because it provides excellent patient outcome, much better patient flow in your office, but most importantly, ancillary revenue.
Ron, a lot of physicians and practices contact us about developing ancillary services in their practice, and I know that Select OrthoDME Solutions does that. Can you tell me about the company and how you provide that service to practices?
Select OrthoDME Solutions is a turnkey ancillary bracing and equipment service that we provide to orthopedic, pain management, physiatry, podiatry, and sports medicine practices. We do this by managing the supply chain, providing an in-house dedicated fitter, as well as managing the entire reimbursement services piece. By outsourcing this ancillary service to us, the physician practice ends up with greater profitability and greater revenues.
Ron, DME is very problematic for most practices. Between the OIG and Medicare guidelines, compliance is extremely difficult. How does Select OrthoDME Solutions assist practices in their compliance issues?
The Office of Inspector General has put durable medical equipment, orthotics, prosthetics, and supplies high on their target list for audits. We take the worry about regulatory changes off of the physician's plate. We manage that for them. We take care of that for them so that they can focus on what is most important to them, patient care.
Stock and bill has been the typical model that physicians have used for a number of years. Can you tell me what's different about Select OrthoDME Solutions and what the benefits are?
Select OrthoDME Solutions differs from the traditional stock and bill model in that we have a dedicated in-house fitter who takes the doctor's prescription, fills it by assessing, instructing, and fitting each patient at the time of their office visit. We have a dedicated in-house person, freeing up the office staff to do what their core functions are, which is assisting the doctors. With our person, we are managing the supply chain, we are assessing, measuring, and fitting patients, as well as managing the entire reimbursement services piece so that the revenues, rather than go to an outside vendor, are captured on behalf of the practice and go to the practice.
Ron, would you describe the process where a physician prescribes a brace or other equipment and the patient's prescription is filled during the office visit?
Part of our service, when the patient is seen in the clinic, the doctor prescribes a particular brace or piece of equipment, and we, at the time of their visit, will then fit them for that particular brace or equipment. So the doctor is in exam room 1, for example. Patient has a trimalleolar ankle fracture, and he's prescribed a pneumatic walking boot and a pair of crutches. The patient is seen by a dedicated in-house person who then is fitted with the walking boot and with a pair of crutches. We explain everything to the patient. We explain when to wear it, how to put it on, how to take it off. And after the patient leaves, we enter the charges for the practice in their billing system for the pneumatic walking boot and the pair of crutches. So all the revenues are driven to the practice, and the patient is taken care of at the point of care.
Are patients limited to getting their brace or equipment prescription filled just in the physician's office?
Patients are given free choice to get their prescription filled wherever they want, and that's an important rule to be observed. And it's high on the radar of OIG. If you sort of steer patients only to your service or product, that can be an issue. So we have waivers and the proper protocols that we follow to make sure the patient is given choice to get their item when and where they want. 99.9% of all patients choose to have their prescription filled at the office, at the point of care. It's easier for them, it's more convenient, and as I said, we do a thorough job instructing and fitting.
Ron, MGMA average net collections is 95%, and you exceed that with your ancillary service. Can you tell me about that?
With our service, the physician practice achieves a higher net collection rate on the items billed. We do this because one of our core competencies is on the reimbursement services side, and that is we are collecting coinsurances, allowed deductibles, and self-pays on the front end. We're filing clean, timely claims in the middle, and if and when any denials occur, we work them so that the entire net collection rate is higher than the national average.
I'm a practice administrator in Fayetteville, Arkansas for Ozark Orthopaedics. I have been in the industry 38 years. All practice managers are concerned about the ancillary revenue. The challenges of ancillary income over the old system was the fact that we had to provide that service to ourselves, and that's very difficult to do. Inventory control is extremely important in this whole process, because if you let it get away from you, you're not going to make money, you're going to lose money. You're going to have too much inventory out there. Next, you don't have enough inventory, so you never make any money. When you have to hire that person, then you have to assume that they will be able to communicate with the physician of what they need and not make any mistakes in that process. The biggest benefit with Select OrthoDME is by having someone else watch these processes, such as pricing and inventory and market of where this inventory comes from. It's become a non-issue within the clinic. We don't have to worry about that any longer.
When I started practice 5 years ago, stock and bill was kind of what we were doing. Never received a revenue check from that service. I believe we were making about, as a clinic as a whole, about $10,000 to $15,000 a month. Since Select OrthoDME has come in, it's gone up every year for 5 years, and now we're fivefold higher per month. It's over $100,000 a month now that we generate in our clinic. And the interesting thing is it is generating more each year, so it's growing.